I'm back. You want to know something? I fucking love doing this shit every week. I'm trying to decide if only posting once is smart, like once a week, but I'm not sure. What's up, y'all? It's Lissa. I did my hair. Do you like it? It's so cute. Please. Hello. I feel like somebody's Wookiee mama, but when I tell you I couldn't feel more in my element. And I don't even like blue. I don't even like blue. But I wanted to do something out of my comfort zone to prove to myself that I can push myself further. I can always push myself, even if it's little itty bitty stuff like that. For starters, I have to say this. I found this on the ground and I was like, I waited like 15 minutes just to see if somebody was gonna come back for it. And I was like, grab it out! But anyways, I, again, didn't come with the script or a plan because let's be honest, we know who I am at this point, bars. I'm actually, I'll show you guys a little bit if I can, but I'm downtown. So it's like, why not make it cute? Since I just feel like I look way too fucking good right now. Like, son, I'm gonna show y'all the fit. Yeah. I love it so much. But okay, I didn't hop up on here to just be loud and annoying. I definitely had a couple of intentions that I wanted to talk about, and the one that's coming to me right now is my dreams. Let me tell you guys something. I've learned a lot about dreams. So with the way that I'll probably title this video, you'll probably be a little bit motivated to see what the fuck I know. Listen, before I start, yes, I have a psychology degree. I'm a therapist. I've worked with kids. I work with people. Like, that's my, like, job source, whatever, cool. But when I tell you, I did not do any research prior. So this is not going to be like a textbook. This is what this is. This is logically this evaluation with this. And it's not going to be like that. This is just going to be what I know from personal experience, because that's pretty much the most unique and authentic way for me to speak from it. Now, let me tell y'all something. I'll give y'all some like backup for real. When I was little, when I was a baby, up until I was like 15, I used to be able to like really heavily lucid dream. I was like born with that ability. And when I was a kid, I wouldn't complain about having nightmares often because I was really good at changing a nightmare and making it like a good dream. I don't know where or how I had this ability growing up. I just did. And it was good for us all, clearly, because I could have went a whole lot deeper in my psyche at that time and fucked myself up. Then I started, and that shit really does do something to your dreams. That in combination to trauma. I had my little itsy bitsy pieces of trauma throughout my childhood and stuff. And there was a lot of, like I said, my psyche could have gone into a negative place, but for some reason it just really didn't. Like, I mostly enjoyed my dreams. And if I didn't, I made it to where I did. So then once I'm like in middle school, high school, I start, like I said, and I didn't really dream as heavily. Like, the ability to lucid dream kind of like withered away. I lost like touch of my imagination even in my waking life. I got very depressed or whatnot, which is pretty, I feel like, common for that age and time period. So, and with what was going on within that, I'm not gonna say I lost the ability, because I can do it now, but it's just not as, like, I'm not as inclined in my dreams to change them. Usually I'm just kind of like observing, like, okay, what's about to happen. So up until before I moved, because I moved to where I am now about a month ago, I was living somewhere else. I was in a relationship. I was like in a community, and I really wasn't having a lot of dreams. I felt like that connection to my spirit was kind of like, not savored, but just like put on hold. And I felt like I was absorbed in the 3D a lot. So within that, as soon as I moved, bro, as soon as I moved, I laid my head on that bed the first night, nightmare. Oh, I laid my head on the bed the second night, nightmare. Boom. When I tell you, I had, oh my gosh, hello, I can't see. You know what? Hold on. I'm realizing, this is so stupid, I'm realizing that I forgot to put mascara on, so we're gonna like, okay, what the fuck is that? What is that? Hello? What is that?
What is that?
So, I like my glasses more, I think, because it was either this or my sunglasses, but I like my makeup, so we didn't want to. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, so I came out here and I was having nightmares for a fucking month straight. I had my first like good dream last night. I feel like I finally broke it. I feel like there was a lot of baggage that I was just subconsciously doing the shadow work for, you know, just to do it in my sleep. So I would wake up and I'd feel like I just went through a lifetime, but I also would feel like I let go of something that I didn't really realize that I was letting go of. Sorry, there's somebody in the car behind me. I thought they was trying to say something about my meter parking. My meter parking is valid for 2 hours. Anyways, yeah, so I realized that I was like, it's definitely something. That's definitely honorable, you know? Like, I had my first good dream. Let me tell you what my good dream was. Last night, I was laying there, sleeping, and I had a fucking dream that I was an influencer at an influencer party in LA. It was like a YouTube thing. And I was just so happy to be there. I didn't look like this now. It was like me in the future. I think my hair was pink because my favorite hair color to have is pink. So I probably just like, you know, assumed that was I'm there and I'm yapping it up and I'm like at the same status as these other people who I'd look up to. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, ooh yeah, I'm getting all these comments. Oh my gosh, I like your hair. Oh my gosh, your videos are so inspirational. You helped and everybody's, you know, and I'm just like, I've been a fan of you for X amount of time, whatnot. You wanna know who I saw at that fucking influencer meeting? Like that influencer party? I saw Swoozy, bro. And I have loved Swoozy my whole fucking life. I don't know if I should have been, but I had started watching his videos when he like not first came out on YouTube, but like within the first like year or two of him being there. Like I remember watching him when I was like 7 or 8 years old, just being like, man, I want to do that. Man, I want to be cool. Man, I want to be an influencer. Man, I want to draw. I want to animate. I want to tell stories. I want to be a part of a community. I want to make money from this. I don't want to work these jobs. So growing up in school, we would have career days and shit. And I would be like, what do you want to be? What do you want to do? And I'm just like, I guess psychology because I know it. But like that's how I would always feel. And then I would have like a random glimpse of me in California, but I had no real idea because I told you by this point, I wasn't super tapped into my psyche. I wasn't super tapped into my dreams. I didn't grow up thinking that I could be what I am trying to be now. Like that wasn't something that was normalized in the community that I was in at all. It was actually the opposite. It was actually very like, bitch, what do you mean you're gonna try to succeed? Hello? You know? So, yeah. Anyways, back to my dream. So I'm talking to Swoozy in my dream, and it's not even like I'm geeking out because like I'm a fan or whatnot. It really is just like a genuine like, what's up, man? Like, yeah, you know, like I didn't feel like there was a power imbalance. And that's what I loved about that dream is I, in the dream, was confident, just walking in like I was a part of this community. I didn't feel like I was wanting to be there. I felt like I was. It was like an embodiment of my dreams, literally. It was me embodying it. So I'm going and I'm yapping it up. And I think Shane Dawson was there too. And that shit was just funny in itself. Because I don't even remember what we talked about, but I remember I waved at him. I was like, oh, hey. And he was like, hey. We talked for like a second. It wasn't like, it was in passing. But something else too is I was alone in this dream. Like everybody else had +1s at this party. But I didn't come with anybody. I came by myself. And I was just hopping around talking to people or whatnot. Pretty much what I do like now whenever I go out. I don't usually go with people. I usually meet up with people. Like I deal with myself whenever I'm out. So it was so nice when I woke up this morning and I was just like, oh, that felt like that really happened. I feel like I just tapped into my future, man. Like that was so great. It was more than just me biasly wanting things to work out for me. It was more of like knowing that they were, and that was a glimpse of what it was gonna look like for me. Because I'm telling you, I'm gonna fucking meet Swoozy one day. I'm gonna meet him. And it's not gonna be like oh, I'm a fan and I'm going to a show. No. He's gonna think I'm just as cool as I think he is. Only way this is gonna work. What the fuck? So I feel like dreams can mean a couple of things. This is where the kind of the education that I do know kind of falls in, because I'm kind of just explaining my beautiful dream. Because like, think about it, going on a month spree of having crazy ass like sexual assault dreams and like murder dreams and violence and like childhood trauma dreams, and then just boom out the random after I do a couple of little shadow work things like in present time, I go to sleep and I wake up and I'm like, hello? And then ironically, like, it was the night I changed my hair and I just felt like I looked so cool. I felt like I like stood out so much more than I do, and just, you know, all of that, all the good stuff. So it was like I stepped into my own, and then my dream reflected that to me. See, that's what we're about to get into, the educational aspects. To me, the dream world is a mirror of the 3D world, but I think it's the in-between of the internal 4D and the external 3D. I think it's the passageway, which is why we always have to go back, you know, we always have to recharge our 4D by entering this passageway of disconnecting from the 3D. So you see kind of what I mean? It's like 4D is the electricity coming out the wall plug, the 3D is the cord, and this dream state is like the wall, like the outlet. So it's like 4D, 3D recharge. That's kind of how I see it in my head. And that 4D realm, that in between, I won't even necessarily refer to it as 4D, but that in between realm, I would probably say is where we learn the most about ourselves subconsciously. So I plug it in for the night, and I usually just kind of sit and allow whatever thoughts to go through and whatnot. And as I'm sleeping, my dreams will either reflect those thoughts that I was in that meditative state before going to sleep. You know, that state that you lay in there, your eyes are closed, and you know you're about to fall asleep, but you don't know when. That feeling. It's either about something in some way mirroring that to me, mirroring a subconscious thought, belief, or scenario. Or I think they're called trash bag or garbage bag or trash can dreams, where it's just the information. It's like a spit out of everything all the information that you gathered throughout the day. And it's just bleh. So that's when the dreams make no fucking sense. Or like when you take a bunch of melatonin and your dreams are just off the fucking chain. Because I think melatonin amplifies said mirror. So like I said, I feel like the negative dreams aren't always about a negative thing. I feel like when you're in a place and in a state of nightmares, it really is a state of shadow work. I think every nightmare you may have is an indication that that thing is going to happen. But I think that nightmare represents some psychological subconscious fear that you have that is reflected into your 3D, and your body wants to release it because your body knows that it's not worth storage. Your body kind of knows what to store and what not to store, what is vital enough to keep. And when you're having these nightmares that are trying to cleanse themselves, your body's trying to take it out and say, I don't need this. I don't need this. This isn't valid. This isn't keeping me safe. This is just adding weight. This is just taking up space. So you'll have these scary fucking nightmares. Like, okay, we'll do a little psychological reading on one. So this is an insane one. So the fact I'm even coming out and saying that I had this dream proves that I'm really fucking dedicated to the cause. Let me tell you, I had a dream that an old friend of mine and my ex-boyfriend, the old friend of mine, and I watched this happen, and I was like, in the dream, like, I'm just like gagged. And I'm just watching, I'm like trying to figure out why this is happening, why I'm dreaming it. In the dream, I'm like, why am I fucking thinking about this? What the hell? And when I woke up, the first thing that I had thought of is I was just like, wow, like a quote went through my head, and it was like, I'm aware of who to push out of my life, but I also never give people, this wasn't a quote, but I'll say like, this is what I was thinking. I never give people the option to stay into my life. Why don't I give people the option to stay in my life? Why was that the first thought I had this morning? You know, like, why did I think that? And I was saying with myself, I had somebody actually like say something very similar to me just in general about life, like had nothing to do with my dream or anything. And it made me realize, like, I subconsciously believe that these people around me aren't going to stay into my life, and something as vile or as scary or as triggering as is going to happen as I allow people access to me. What the fuck type shit is that, bro? I'm sorry. Like, what? Like, come on. Oh my God. My dreams are dramatic as hell, and usually yours are too, but I look at how dramatic a dream is is dictation on how serious the message is that you're trying to receive, but also how insane the situation has to be for you to pay attention. So for me, I had paranoia that my ex and my friend were doing shit, but there was absolutely, when I tell you I was deluded as fuck, there was no reason for me to feel that way other than me being insecure because I wasn't taking care of myself at the time. And I think my psyche in that dream was reminding me, hey, you didn't even give these people a chance to really love you. You want to know why? Because you were too fucking worried about everybody and their mama and each other. Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but like, what the fuck, bro? Come on. Actually, that made me come to terms with the stuff that I had went through, and it makes me more open-minded to allow people who used to be in my life back into my life, because I kick people out like it's nothing, but I actually don't give people an opportunity to stay in my life. But I also need to understand boundaries and understand that not everybody is meant to be close to me. That doesn't mean that I don't like them. Like, I feel like I have like a barrier of like, oh, I don't like you, like an acquaintance where it's like, I can like see through you, and I like don't really, it's not that I don't fuck with you, but it's like I know your flaws already and I don't want to get close to you because I know, and I'm like above that. Or like I let people in so close that I kind of bypass that, and I will end up gaining that emotional attachment, and then some big ass falling out will happen because I wasn't supposed to put my value into them like that. I don't understand it, neither do I. Who does? Not me, bitch. But your dreams reflect. Your dreams are a mirror, the same way that everything that you see is a fucking mirror. A mirror of what you want and believe that you deserve, whether it's a conscious or an unconscious thing. Because if you believe you deserve a certain level or believe you deserve a certain circumstance, the world's gonna show you that circumstance. And if you believe you deserve more but don't put the effort to keep that belief juvenated, keep that belief watered and maintaining it, you're not gonna subconsciously believe it, and the world's not gonna show you it. It's all one big fucking manifestation. Like, let's be real. I feel like dreams are just kind of that barrier in between that's like, hey, this is the opportunity where I pull out these messages and these information and these situations that are creating this 3D mirror. You want to change it real quick? Like, that's what the dream state is. I believe the 4D, the idealistic realm, where we gain ideas, I don't think that's the same as the dream realm. I think the dream realm is different. The dream realm is a mirror of what's going on, and it's the ability to change it. It's like if you have a year lease on an apartment, and then the last couple months come by and they give you a little paper that's like, you want to renew this. Like, that's what I feel like most dreams are. We have these dreams every day because our lives can change any day, at any time, anywhere, regardless of whatever we may have been taught growing up. But it's becoming aware of what and why we're having these dreams, and being aware of these contracts the universe is giving you to sign, to say, I want to change this versus I don't. I want this circumstance to look different versus I don't. I'm okay with this being the same, but I'm not okay with that being the same, right? That's what you're kind of telling the world. I could go on and on about dreams, bro. Like, there's this one dream. This is how I knew I was gonna make it to New Orleans when I was in Virginia, like when I was in my hometown. I had a dream back when I was dating this one boy in high school. This shit is funny. Not the boy that lived in New Orleans, because I had a boy that lived in New Orleans that I dated, but that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about another guy. Like, this was like a random like high school relationship. It was pretty short. And when I was with him, I noticed I was having dreams about this boy that lived in New Orleans, and this like me moving there, me seeing everything, but it wasn't how New Orleans actually looked. It was like a fountain of youth. It just looked beautiful. It was just this place of zen, this place of beauty, this place of peace. And I went there, and it was in the dream New Orleans. I think that was what my internal world looked like when I was wanting to go there so bad. But I didn't even know at this time that I wanted it. And I had this dream, and I met this ex, and I had told him, I was like, wow, I haven't seen you in a long time. This is crazy, whatever. And I remember this dream because it was one of those dreams that just felt like it was going to happen. It felt like a manifestation. It felt like something that was real. So I woke up and I told this high school ex that I had this dream, and bro was not happy. Had a whole council meeting with the family, and the family looked at me and they were like, oh, you're still in love with your ex. And I was like, damn, hello, I didn't know that. And then he ended up breaking up with me, and I was like, okay, cool. So not long after, I just ironically get to reach out with this ex, and then literally that dream came true. The reason that dream came true is because I had the dream in the first place, and I brought it to my awareness, and I brought it into the external. And even though it looked and it felt bad at the time, I didn't realize that that was the world literally building the blocks up so then I could leave. Me and my ex, we had never talked about me living there. We had never talked about me going there at this point. It was just something that randomly happened. The universe handed me a contract and asked me if I was okay with staying in this high school relationship and staying here, or if I wanted to leave, and I didn't even know that. I think that shit is beautiful. Like, every time I talk about it, I always see it in my head. I see this fountain, and it felt like everybody who I knew in Virginia kind of like lingered and followed me to New Orleans in the dream. It was weird. It was so weird. And it was like the process of me letting go of Virginia and me starting to gain a relationship with New Orleans. But like I said, I had never been there. I didn't know that I was going there. Like, I was doing all of this internal shadow work for a situation that didn't even happen yet. I knew I was gonna have to let go, but I didn't know. I wouldn't have had a reason to know. I wouldn't have had a reason to believe. That's what I'm talking about. Your dreams are fucking powerful. Powerful as fuck, man. Let me tell you, powerful as shit. So powerful. You won't even realize what's happening. I think even the most unserious dreams, even those trash bag dreams, those garbage can dreams, whatever the fuck they're called, they will still teach you something. They are still handing you a contract. It's just probably some bullshit. It is energy that is making its way to you, and that you get to decipher whether you want to keep this around you or not. That shit's fucking beautiful, man. We have way too many abilities as human beings for us not to take these abilities more serious, bro. Come on. It's so fun. I'll wake up and I'll be like, damn, that was a bad one. Like, I have a dream and I'm like, yo. But at the same time, I'm thinking, I released something. Why did I think that? Why did I feel that? Why did I have that? I don't know. Let's go look it up. And then I'm Google searching for the next 30 minutes. Because like I said, we can talk shit about AI all we want. And don't get me wrong, I'm not like a huge believer, but I believe everything exists for a reason. And I believe that we can take the benefits and the positives out of things that exist, or have the negatives teach us something. I can't control whether AI is around or not, but what I will say is that I'm not about to not and decline resources that can really teach and help me grow because of, you know, just the stigma around it, or just because it's something that we're afraid of. Because all in all, it's how we would respond if aliens came to fucking Earth and started trying to talk to us. We would all try to kill them. Why are we killing them? You know how spiritually intact these people and these not even people, these beings are? And you mean to tell me I'm gonna sit here and be afraid? The same way that we're afraid of all that. The point I'm trying to make with the whole AI thing is, you best believe I'm not going to be sitting there creating art from AI. But if I have a question about a song lyric, or I have a question about a dream, AI is one of the sources I'm going to go to. Yeah, I'll go to Google and I'll sit and I'll read a fucking article or two, but I'm also go to AI, because why not? It's a fucking digital sense of aware consciousness that we don't understand. I don't fully get it. And all I know about AI is that it's hurting the earth, and I don't agree with that, of course. I'm not supposed to agree with something hurting the earth, but it's gonna be there whether I agree or disagree with it. And I have the awareness to know that if there is some benefit that I can gain from something that is hurting, I might as well. The same way that a person in your life could be dying and you could be focusing on all of that negative energy and make them die quicker. You don't even realize, but you pulling that into your reality when you could be spending time with them while they're alive and appreciating and gaining the positives that you gain from that person. It's the same concept. It's just one is about a fucking computer and the other's about a person. Like, it's the same thing. I think we should take the positives out of the negative. That's the whole point of our dreams too, is the contract asking us if we should allow this energy into our lives continuously. But regardless, bro, take those fucking positives from those negatives. Dream those dreams. I'm not even a huge journaler, so I'm not going to tell you, oh, write them down when you wake up, because how many of us are really doing that? The people I'm talking to probably aren't, because I don't do that. I think it's something that I store in my brain, and I could write it down, but that's just one of the ways that you can bring it into the reality. Like the same way I did with that dream in high school. Like, I brought it to my awareness. I didn't have to write it down. I just talked about it enough. So if you have one person to share your dreams with when you wake up, if you are in a like fearful state, you should talk about it. But if not, I mean, shit, like just go on YouTube and type in the kind of concept your dream was around, and that'll show you enough. Like I said, we have the fucking ability to look for the answers to any question that can possibly fathom our minds on this internet, and we try to take advantage of it. Get the fuck out of my face, because you had that weird dream about that fucking elephant and that camel running around touching each other's ass and shit. And you could look that shit up on YouTube and figure out why you had that dream or what that represented. You can figure it out and you know it. Usually you fucking know it. Usually you don't even need to look it up. Usually you just kind of know why you had the dream. But if you need that 3D push, the world will mirror that to you. Just tell the world you want it. I just went on a whole fucking crazy rant. I honestly like lost awareness through half of it. So I wasn't really thinking before I was talking. And I agree with everything, but I wasn't like thinking before I was talking. That's the best way to put it. Like when I enter that flow state, it's something that I just unconsciously do. And I just unconsciously know these things. Like half of the things I feel like I be saying, I don't even realize that I know. But I know it, but it just doesn't have an opportunity to kind of get pushed out. But I just wanted to talk to y'all about some dreams, some crazy ass dreams I've had. Think about what dreams you've had. Comment down below the dreams that you have, because I love hearing when I fucking, ooh bitch, I need to be a damn dream dictionary hoe. I love hearing about people's dreams. Like, you could send me paragraphs about that bitch and I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna read that shit. I should probably, when I have a little more clout, I should do a video where I have y'all submit a Google form of dreams that y'all had, and then I read them and I like review them, tell you what I think and shit. Oh my gosh, I can figure out the meaning behind damn near any dream. Shit, that's just enough psychology work will make you do that. But if you think I should do the Google form idea, comment that shit down below too. Tell me, and just in general, tell me your dreams. Do not be afraid to reach out or talk to me, because I really want to gain a relationship with the people who I come up on here telling all my business to. Because let's be real, I'm putting myself on the line, and you best believe I like to know who's watching, because it really could just be like a predator trying to get me. And I don't want to get got. No, fuck no. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna walk around this pretty city. I'm gonna try and show you again. I'm gonna walk around this cute little downtown before it gets too dark and my meter parking goes out. So I'm gonna go. Please tell me you like my hair. I've never done bangs before. I think I did a pretty good idea. I feel like I did a pretty good job. But okay, I love you. Give me hugs. And I will see y'all maybe next week if I don't think to post multiple times. If y'all think I should post multiple times, I'm gonna need to be told in some way, because I really don't know. But okay, I'll let you go. I love you. You have a beautiful, wonderful day. Stay wonderful, stay beautiful, and stay limitless. Bye.